Friday, June 14th. It's Friday already. It's June 14th already. We're halfway through June. Kidding me? Today we're talking about Ford EVs for everyone, $48 billion for Musk, and app data going to insurance companies that you may or may not be aware of. I mean, if you're a marketer, you may not be surprised.
Look, they all have all the data.
There's an interesting nuance to this last one. They do have all. They all have it. They all have it all. This one's interesting at the end. The middle of June. Here we are. I feel like it was just.
I don't know about you
first,
but we went from like, oh, this is such a nice spring morning and afternoon, mid 50s, high 70s, low 80s. This morning, it's like, nope, 73 in the morning, 97 in the afternoon, and we're not leaving that plan. It's
that's the plan for the foreseeable future. In Syracuse, it's going to be in the mid 90s next week, which is the big deal. I mean, around here, it's like, it snows an eighth of an inch in Nashville. Everybody buys the water and toilet paper. Same thing happens once we crest 95 up here. Real feel of 100. It's like,
people are walking around in shorts only outside, right?
Like, oh gosh, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Oh, we have a bunch of stuff. We had a fun time yesterday on the show, releasing our new edition of Auto Collabs, a new episode of Auto Collabs with Kaylee Jewett, 13-year-old. You got to go check that out. But we also have been releasing 2-a-days. We're doing 2-a-days now. 2 days. Basically, ASOTU CON Sessions podcast was recorded live at ASOTU CON in front of a live audience. We're releasing 2 of these a day. They're very fast, 15, 20 minutes, which if you're on 1.5 speed, you're somewhere between 11 and 15 minutes. Today, I don't know, is this accurate? Velocity beats volatility. We're getting thumbs up from Nathan. Velocity beats volatility, used EV market with our boy Jimmy Douglas. And also how EV leasing can drive consumer acceptance with Matthew Haken. So 2 very, very sharp people, lots of experience in the EV space. Jimmy used to work at Tesla, and now he has Plug. Matthew Haken owns a Polestar dealership. He's one of the first to adopt that. So if you want a little perspective of like boots on the ground, what it's like, that's your jam right there. You can just search ASOTU CON Sessions, or just search ASOTU, it'll pop up, or go to ASOTU.com.
I'm excited because I got a couple plane rides next week. And
you're going to listen to them all?
One of them. It's like been my plan. I've been waiting on the plane ride to listen to them.
Download those suckers and just bang through them. They're so good every time. And the ones that have been released have been so good. And it's fun for you and I because we didn't get to participate in the majority of those.
Get to hear people like Dan Shine and
Joe Overby
and Elena Ciccatelli,
Cirillo, Glenn Lundy, all the hosts.
Come on.
It's a good strategy. Who thought of that?
Bring together community.
Who thought of this?
Speaking of who thought of that.
Everybody knows who thought of it. Doing a little bit of a humble lap right now. It's official. Ford is opening EV sales to its entire dealer network starting 16 days from now, July 1st. Aiming to better serve customers and adapt to the evolving market, Ford's going to end its very costly for them and for dealers Model E electric vehicle certification program. Just less than 2 years since it rolled out, dealers now they're going to be investing in training via Ford University, which is pretty dope. We have an inside look at that. And they have to install level 2 chargers, the less expensive ones. Everyone can handle that. Basically, the Ford Model E COO, Marin Gjaja, said, "We want to lower the bar and let people get in." He continued, "The most important thing we can do for our dealers and for our business is to change it and not just keep pounding away at the same strategy." So dealers do have to complete the training, obviously. Yeah. Regarding the dealers, though, who invested heavily in the program, I mean, we're talking upwards of $500,000 to $1 million early on so that they could have the privilege of selling a Ford EV. It's unclear whether or not there will be any financial consideration or other type of consideration, inventory, etc. Gjaja went on to say regarding this, he said, "Based on what we knew at the time, we think it was the right call. We believe we're pivoting in the right time to take advantage to what's happening in the market. The market has changed." He says, "It's humbling, but for the most..." Yeah. He did. But for the most important thing we can do for our dealers and our business is to change with it and not just keep banging away. Right? That's what he said. So there you go. They're changing.
Give the man some golf claps.
We'll give him golf claps
on
that.
Give the team some golf claps.
I mean, what else are they going to do?
I
invested $1 million. Now you get to have a 50-car inventory of Mach-E's on my lot.
Yeah, right. I'm wondering about if I was one of those dealers that said like I'm all going in on
that
EVs,
question's been
you
asked.
better, yeah, someone's going, give me the preferential inventory, refund me something rather.
Don't think a couple lawyers aren't reviewing those agreements either.
Done. Absolutely. Well, and here's the thing. I think obviously better, right? You get more mass adoption across different channels all across the US. Ford already has, I think it's like 3,200 or 3,300 retail locations, which means they actually have the largest retail network in the US from just a pure rooftop standpoint. So this is just gonna, I think, accelerate adoption because you never know the places where you're going to see adoption, right? Like managing the market based on the dealers willing to get into the market based on their research was always going to be something that left out a good segment of the market. And so I'm interested to see like, hey, maybe this actually paces up the adoption because people that couldn't
I think it will
functionally get one now have the access to
I drive by this small dealership, this little town that we go boating in. And it's a little Ford dealership, sleepy little dealership, but a very affluent town. And they didn't go with the program. I can tell because they don't have any inventory, but I bet I'm going to start seeing some Lightnings and some Mach-E's. And the ironic thing is this is a dealership where I see a lot of EVs. Right. I see Teslas, I see Rivians. Like people buy the new stuff in this town. So I think that's a great example. I think the whole thing is just another lesson to be learned on saying like, you can't tell the market what it wants. And Ford kind of got wrapped up in the government excitement over it and forcing it. And Ford jumped in early, tried to be an early adopter and, made a couple missteps. They're stepping back. They're saying it's humbling. We'll see what they do and how they make it nice for the dealers who gave the money. I'm sure they'll figure it out. I mean, we know
at
a
least
lot of
they got
really
that
great
fancy
Ford
train
dealers.
station. You know what I mean?
The fancy it gives everybody, they get the 50% off coupons at the snack store. Will probably make everybody else feel a little bit better. Speaking of feeling a little bit better this morning.
Segue.
Time. A little bit more than 50% off, though.
He is.
Tesla shareholders officially approved Elon Musk's $48 billion pay package. That's a lot of money. It used to be 55, but the stock went down. But still, he took a little $7 billion haircut, but he's okay. But he can't celebrate just yet, although he's doing a little bit of a victory dance. Shareholders approved his compensation package, clarifying his role as the CEO of Tesla. They want him there amongst broad retail investor support. So like the everyday Joes who own some Tesla stock, they very highly over-indexed in support of this. One surprise was Vanguard, who represents upwards of 50 million investors and Tesla's largest outside shareholder. They switched their vote in favor of the pay plan when in 2018, they came out pretty staunchly against it. They want the motivational value from Musk and really paint the picture that, he has actually performed the way he said he would and created value. He expressed gratitude to his shareholders with the pay package, but basically he said, quote, "Hot damn, I love you guys." He said at their annual shareholder meeting.
In a shareholder meeting.
Absolutely. Still, a court has to approve the shareholder, the compensation package, but they did also get approved reorganizing in Texas instead of Delaware. So the voice of the people has spoken. They say, we want to get out of Delaware, move to Texas, and we want Elon Musk to get a couple bucks.
Look, if I'm a Tesla shareholder and that thing keeps going up and to the right, I don't care how much you're paying the CEO. As long as it's going up and to the right, let's go.
Well, it hasn't been. I mean? It hasn't been.
Not all the way up and to the right, but like still steady.
Overall value, lifetime.
Overall value.
Absolutely. And we'll see what they come up with next. I think it's, one of the things that Elon talked about, and this is, I think, is a real critical component of strong leadership is believing in how they're going to think of new things in the future and betting on that as well. And so like when it comes to AI, robotics, et cetera, Elon has said many times, he goes like any IP that is going to happen inside Tesla and I get the benefit of lever P, the Tesla shareholders are going to get disproportionate value for that and opportunities to invest in those first. So I fully agree. Like I think he should have gotten the money from the beginning. He did what he said. I mean, even if you look at SpaceX, he changed the whole space industry, I guess we'll call it, and government contracts by saying, no, none of this like you get cost plus no matter how long it takes, whatever. He's like, no, I only get paid if I do what I say I'm going to do. He literally changed the whole industry that way. How can you, I mean, the auto industry is like all about that, right?
Absolutely.
Like nothing else exists in auto but that.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh.
Performance based all the way.
Speaking of performance based.
Segue.
Oh boy, have you ever felt like you were being watched? You might be right. According to a New York Times report, apps on your phone are tracking your, get this.
Yeah, we knew location, we knew search history, knew all that stuff. But what's this one?
Your driving habits, meaning you fast accelerators are getting had and selling the data to insurers. Insurers are buying data from apps like Life 360, which is a parent tracking app, My Radar, a weather app, and Gas Buddy, an app for saving on fuel costs. These apps have driving analysis features powered by Arity, an Allstate-founded analytics company. For instance, Gas Buddy offers to help you improve your fuel economy by tracking your driving habits, which they're also selling back to the company that is powering all of this. Arity analyzes driving data to provide individual risk scores to insurers. And this data collection, it's happening no matter the insurance logo on your bill because it's all piped into a data pipeline.
So I think
they done got you
in providing individual driving habit scores. This is, I think, for me, where it's not like, oh, it's not a broad, most users like
this isn't a most
data.
Users.
This is like I'm identifying that Kyle signed up for this app. It is Kyle. He is insured by you. Here is how he's driving.
Yep.
Adjust his score accordingly. That's pretty deep in the personalization side, right? In my mind. What if you're driving?
But you're an authenticated user, so that can happen, right?
But here's the deal. What if you're not driving? What if you were somebody else?
Oh.
What if you're riding in the car with somebody else? What if you're in public transport? What if you're in Uber? What if you ride a motorcycle, right? You're going to accelerate faster than a car just by the nature of what the car is. So I think I'm not a fan of this. Obviously, they're like, oh, no, you agreed. You agreed in your terms and conditions, right? Like, This is gonna be a thing. Mark my words.
It's coming. This
is gonna be a thing. So if you have any of those apps, who knows what else it's on?
What else? Oh, it's that's what I said at the beginning. Like they got your data and they got it good and they know what they have and they use all of it.
It's great.
So
we got your data. We got it good. We got it real good. We hope you had a good time on the show with us this morning. Hey, we release an email every day that's really good. If you don't get it, it's worth 60 seconds every morning. It'll make you smile. Go to ASOTU.com. Get the email for free. We'll see you.